Good morning, Zimbabwe. Welcome to Zimbabwe Daily, your everyday platform where we bring you information that is required and that is needed. Today is day 9 of level 4 national lockdown. Remember, we have been on lockdown since March of 2020, but the country has had to revert back to a full level 4 lockdown because of increasing numbers. Today, we want to talk about the issue that has dominated our media space in the last few days, and that is the issue of the arrest, incarceration, and denial of bail in some cases of political activists, including the former mayor of Harare, Councillor Jacob Mafume, the MDC Alliance Vice National Chairman, Job Sikhala, and the arrest of MDC Alliance national spokesperson Fadzai Mahere. So we've invited two guests on the show so that they can give us an update on what is going on. Allow me to introduce my guests today. Good morning to you, Mama Chinanzvavana. Can you kindly introduce yourself and your position?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't quite see your face.
Yes?
Yes. Awesome. May you please introduce yourself, Mama, in the position that you hold in the MDC?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chinanzvavana Concilia. In the meantime, I'm the acting Secretary General of the MDC Alliance Party.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Mama. And Honorable Gonese, can you please introduce yourself and the professional role that I've invited you for?
Hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So you can introduce yourself, please, sir. Sorry, can you please unmute your mic? Can you please unmute your mic? Okay. You've muted it again. Oh no, we seem to be having a problem. We can't hear you, leader.
It's actually the connection. That's the main problem. I'm
Okay.
actually sending a notice on my screen that the internet connection is being interrupted.
All right. Okay, we can hear you now. So you can introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, I've actually lost the connection.
All right. Can you introduce yourself, sir, please?
Can you hear me now? I said that Hon Innocent Gonese and the Secretary for Legal and Parliamentary Affairs in the MDC Alliance, and I'm also a registered practicing legal practitioner.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Mike Chinanzvavana, quickly, I just want you to give us a slight highlight of how it looks in terms of arrests within the MDC Alliance since 2020. What is the general outlook, ma'am?
Hello, can you see me?
Yes, we can, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, we can see you, ma'am.
Okay. Well, okay. It has been very unfortunate what this nation has come to. It claims to be a democracy. There is no democracy which thrives on stifling freedom of speech, freedom of association and movement. And as the MDC Alliance, we cry foul on all that is happening. We are a law-abiding movement, a peace-loving entity, and we are resolved to attaining lasting peace for this nation, for the people of Zimbabwe without taking up arms. And we are recognized by the nation and the state as we participated in the general elections. But it's very unfortunate now we are being treated like criminals, being hunted over night and day. Our officials are being incarcerated daily, and for no reason. There is no rule of law in this nation. It's very unfortunate.
All right, thank you very much. Honorable Innocent Gonese, I want you to outline for me basically what it means for one to get arrested. What constitutes that? What makes me get arrested today?
Can be arrested. Obviously, there's the straightforward case where there's a warrant of arrest, which can be issued by a magistrate or a judge. But in the majority of cases, people are arrested where a peace officer, and that includes police officers, prison officers, but in the vast majority of cases, the arrests are carried out by a police officer. And this is where a police officer believes on reasonable ground that an offense will be convicted. And in those circumstances, the police officer then arrests the person, and in terms of Section 50 of the Constitution, the person must be brought before a court of law within a period of 48 hours. And this is notwithstanding the fact that 48 hours is on a Sunday or Republic holiday, which would then mean that the person is to be brought to court within a 24 hours so that the 48 hours are not exceeded. And at the initial appearance of the person who has been arrested before a magistrate, the person can then be placed on remand because the state brings what is called the Form 242, which outlines the circumstances under which the state believes that an offense is being committed. And the person can actually challenge being placed on remand on the basis that either that they have not committed an offense, or in the case which is currently before the court involving Honorable Hopewell Mafume and Fadzai Mahere, argue that that offense does not exist at law. And the court is supposed to inquire into the challenge. And if the court is in agreement, the person must be released forthwith. But if the court believes that there's a prima facie case, that there's a justification for putting the person on remand, you can then go on to that stage whether the person can be remanded on bail or out of custody of their own recognizance or in custody. And it is now at this stage that the court will then determine whether the compelling reason why that person must be remanded in custody. But in the majority of cases which we have seen in this country, now we have a situation where the justice delivery system has been found wanting for a variety of reasons. One of the reasons that there is a selective application of the law. The other is that the judicial officers are not doing their duties or carrying out their duties in accordance with the provisions of the law, which has resulted in the majority of people being remanded in custody in circumstances where there are no compelling reasons for that to be done. And as a result, some lawyers have challenged the placement of accused persons for fear that the person will be unduly detained or incarcerated for a long time, and instead immediately applied for bail, even where there are no reasonable grounds for the person to be placed on remand. And I actually want to comment lawyers in this instance regarding the arrest of Honorable Job Sikhala, Mahere, that they've now taken the step to challenge the placement on remand on the basis that the arrests in question do not pertain to an offense which exists in terms of our law, because Section 31 was struck down by the Constitutional Court in the case of Concilia versus the attorney general. So I would say that in general, those are the circumstances And if someone is not granted bail by the court, they have a right to appeal to the High Court. And in the majority of cases in our jurisdiction, the magistrates are found to have misdirected. They've denied accused persons bail in circumstances where this would have been a common cause, but for reasons best known themselves, they have not applied the law fairly in accordance with the provisions and intent of our process.
Right. Thank you so much for just giving us that layout. Now, my question then comes in to say, are there special cases where one can be denied bail and specific cases where, we've noticed that there are people who've been accused of committing rape who gets granted bail. There are people who are accused of committing murder who gets granted bail. What kind of a person, what kind of a crime can warrant someone to get bail, and what kind of a crime does not permit that?
Well, in terms of the law, everyone is presumed innocent. So there's that presumption of innocence that anyone who has been arrested is innocent of the crime until and unless the court of law finds otherwise. As a result, all offences, an accused person is entitled to be granted bail as long as this does not prejudice the interests of justice. The Constitution is very clear that a person must be remanded out of custody on bail as long as there are no compelling reasons justifying the remand of that person in custody. However, the distinction is that there are what are called third-stage offences, whereby cases such as murder, rape, treason, armed robbery, and so on are categorized as serious offences. And as a result, one cannot be granted bail by the magistrate, but only by the High Court, unless there is the consent of the Attorney General. This is the reason why people who is facing such offences, they've got to apply straight away to the High Court, because the magistrate's hand will be tied unless the Attorney General, the Prosecutor General, they have given their consent. And where a person is to be remanded in custody, compelling reason interpreted as where, for instance, an accused person is likely to commit other offences if he's on bail, or more importantly, where the person is not likely to appear in court, where the person is likely to abscond, also where the accused person may interfere with investigations or with state witnesses, and as such, the interest of justice will then be prejudiced. So it's a balance, and the magistrate or the judge or any other judicial officer who is hearing an application must lean in favor of the liberty of the accused person, because the liberty of the accused person is one of the rights enshrined in our Constitution, and this can only be deprived in circumstances where the interest of justice is prejudiced. But unfortunately, in the majority of cases in our jurisdiction, you actually get people being denied bail for less serious offences. But at the end of the day, when they apply to the High Court, bail is invariably granted. And as I alluded to earlier, the judges have actually castigated the magistrates who have grossly misdirected themselves. And unfortunately, it would appear that some of the magistrates are just doing it as a matter of routine, that they will deny bail even when there are no compelling. And hence, the finding by the Superior Court that in the majority of cases, bail should never have been provided. You also have where people who've been facing serious offences have denied bail, but if a case is sensitive in the sense that the accused person is a person who is considered political, then we can have a situation where bail is denied with very flimsy circumstances.
All right, thank you so much for giving us that that eye open. I hope Zimbabwe you're following in terms of what constitutes someone to be arrested and what the court processes are if you are incarcerated. And as we continue to look at the arrest, detention, trial, and denial of bail in most circumstances of MDC Alliance members, Tari Van Nasri, you say, why is it only mostly MDC Alliance members are arrested? And Siandene Menifumbo, you say, fight Mnangagwa to go so you can live peacefully in your own country. Thank you so much for coming through on our platform with your comments and contributions. We appreciate them. We want to have this conversation. And today we are talking about the arrest, trial, and detention of MDC Alliance leaders. Unfortunately, I think we've lost Honorable Chinanzvavana, the MDC Alliance Acting Secretary General, because of network. She was saying that she's struggling with her network in Chinoi, but all the same, we continue this conversation with Honorable Gonese. Now there are pictures that we are seeing online, Honorable Gonese, and for some of us who've been at the court, we have seen Honorable Job Sikhala. We've also seen Hopo Chingono coming out of police vans in leg irons and handcuffs. What kind of persons, or is it even legal to do that to a person whom you're accusing of having committed a crime, to bring them to court in leg irons and hand shackles?
Well, obviously, if you are dealing with a dangerous criminal, where the person is likely to abscond or where the person might evade justice, then there may be justification. But normally this applies to what are called Class D prisoners. And you are really talking of those who can be categorized as dangerous criminals. We are talking of people who are facing probable charges like a murder, people who are facing charges armed robbery, people who are categorized as habitual criminals, people who have tried to escape from lawful custody. Unfortunately, this is not being used. This discretion is not being used judiciously, because you now find a situation where someone who is facing, for example, a charge under Section 31 of the Criminal Code, which is not really a very serious offense, being shackled in irons, in handcuffs. There's no really justification for that kind of conduct. The accused persons are just being treated differently because perhaps politically they are perceived to be people who are opposed to the regime, and as a result, the criminal justice system is actually just trying to punish them without any justification, without any just cause. Because when you look at the categories of the people whom we've mentioned, there are people who have been before, they've never tried to escape from lawful custody, and they are. Right. You know, if you look at all the Job Sikhala is a member of parliament, you look at Hopo Chingono, who is a decorated journalist and award-winning journalist, sort of person who is not likely to try to escape from lawful custody. So as a result, this is just a persecution. It is not necessary. Perhaps it is just meant to cow them into submission, because otherwise, you don't understand why they would need to check them in leg irons, bring them to court handcuffed, because as long as there is no reasonable or belief that the person will escape, the person should just come to court under police guard, under prison guard, without the need for those extra gadgets, which are not necessary, where the put a danger to society and where the person is likely to evade or to escape from lawful custody.
All right, and I also want to ask in terms of cases that are considered as maybe urgent, that need to, be addressed or that need to undergo trial, like with immediate effect. We've got the case that came out in the media a long while ago, the issue about the 60 million COVID-19 funds that disappeared, and we just had the minister fired. He went to court, he was granted bail, and there's no there's really no talk about that in our courts of late, and yet we've got people who are now dying of COVID-19. We have got cases where our healthcare workers don't even have the appropriate PPEs, the prisons don't have the appropriate PPEs, and there is someone who embezzled those funds. At what point and in what circumstance are cases considered of urgent and of urgency and importance to be dealt with in order for us and as a nation to come to a logical conclusion to some of these challenges that we are facing?
Right. As I alluded to earlier, there's the issue of a selective application of the law. The law is supposed to be black insofar as the accused person are concerned. You must not look at a person's political persuasion. It doesn't matter whether someone is a member of the governing party, or member of the opposition, or human rights defender, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, in our jurisdiction, things are not going in accordance with those dictates, those are legal dictates. And you also have a situation where the country declared corruption is the number one enemy. And one would expect that cases relating to corruption be expeditiously dealt with. And see, if you look at the case which you have alluded to, Obadiah Moyo was actually not detained overnight. He was arrested, then he was released, and when he came to court with his own bodyguards, he was immediately granted bail. The money was already cash. Then you can see that the preferential treatment. Again, one would have expected law enforcement agencies, the prosecutor general and his officers to speedily bring the matter to a conclusion in terms of completion of investigations, so that the trial commence. On the other hand, they found particularly members of the MDC Alliance, it also have other citizens, all those who are considered to be critics, and those critics are then regarded as enemies of the state, which is not supposed to be the case. If people are critics of the justice system, they are simply fighting for the rights not only of themselves, but of the generality of Zimbabwe. And unfortunately, these are the persons whose cases are not dealt with in the same manner as the other cases relating to those who are perceived to be politically correct. In terms of age, what is normally age is where the liberty of the individual is concerned. So that if a person is being arrested, if the person makes an application for bail, it must be with not this situation where, for instance, His Worship Jacob Mafume's case, he appealed to their court. Judgment was received last year, and it's now something like 14, 15 days down the line. Judgment has not still been handed down. And this happens in a majority of cases. Even in the case of Fadzai Mahere, she appeared in court yesterday, and the matter was remanded to Friday, ruling on whether she should be on remand, when in fact that should be an urgent issue, because it is questionable when once someone is challenged, placed on remand, it therefore follows that remanding of that person in custody may be a denial of their rights, because at the end of the day, they are found not to, or they are found not to have a reasonable justification for them being placed on remand, which means they have lost their liberty for something like 3 days. Those are issues we should be dealt with there. It's a matter of agents. But otherwise, in terms of trial, one cannot bring a half-baked case to court. So the state should give a reasonable opportunity to complete their investigation. And unfortunately, in our jurisdiction, we are having too many cases which are going for 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, even more than that, without bringing the matter to conclusion. But when we look at the initial remand form, police would have indicated that they only require something like 2 weeks for the completion of their investigation. Even if they are given the if you extend the 2 weeks to 2 months, it means that these really they should be completed their investigation. Again, another point which I want to emphasize, that you must not arrest it, but rather you must have a reasonable ground. Once you've got reasonable grounds for arresting a person, it means that the evidence is already there. So it's really just a question of polishing up the case so that it's ready for prosecution in circumstances where the state can then secure the conviction. So there's no justification whatsoever. These are long delays, which only shows that in some instances there's lack of political will to prosecute the case. In other instances, especially those related to MDC alliance and other citizens who are perceived to be critics or enemies of the state, there would have been no case. And as a result of most of those cases will eventually die a natural death, and yet a person would have placed on remand, sometimes in custody. They would have been deprived of liberty for a considerable length of time. Unfortunately, in our jurisdiction, when a person there's no award of, is what sometimes happens in other jurisdictions like the USA, for instance. Someone can be acquitted of the awarded cause. And I believe that if we were this scenario in our jurisdiction, where reasonable grounds exist for the person, because the state will then be aware that they will be affected with costs if at the end of the day it is found out that there was no case to begin with.
All right, thank you so much. We've also noticed, I think as we close this discussion, Honorable Gonese, I've noticed the propensity of our state media to bring out these videos that seem to want kutsikirira, especially my MDC Alliance members in their court cases. Like, for example, we saw the issue of the MDC trial, Joanna Mamombe, Cecilia Chibire, Netsai Marova. The ZBC produced a video that was somewhat trying to explain where they had been at the time of what they call the abduction. We've also seen ZBC producing the infamous video during the treason trial of the later MDC President Morgan Changrai. We also saw yesterday ZBC showing this video of this woman who said she was not beaten, neither was the child beaten. Is there a conspiracy that is happening? Because I think if there's evidence, like you've said, you must investigate and then constitute an arrest. Is there something that we are not getting where ZBC begins to go into the court of public eye, to, I don't know, does that not prejudice the trial or, the things that will be going on at the courts?
Yes, that is a very good document. You've made reference to the case of Ben Manashi. We all know that in the media industry, we know that videos, documentary evidence can be doctored. In the classic case of on Morgan Changrai, it was quite clear that there was an element of entertainment, but more importantly, there was also an issue of doctoring of the video so that it would portray a certain narrative. When you look at Joanna Mamombe again, you can have a video where times change, things like that. And unfortunately, this is being done in circumstances where people generally don't want access to only one public media outlet. But in the case of the woman we made reference to, I want to emphasize that the main challenge regarding the arrest of the three persons mentioned is firstly that charge does not exist as a result of the constitutional court judgment which I have alluded to. My view is that if the legislature wanted to reenact the statute in person, that should then have been enacted once it was struck down. So at this point in time, what is looking at the merits of the legitimacy of the case, but more importantly, one is looking at Section 61 of our Constitution, which is referred to freedom of expression, whereby all citizens have got the right to communicate information. And criminalization, which is entailed in terms of the statute which we have referred to, Section 31, is an unnecessary intrusion into the rights of citizens to exercise their rights in terms of Section 6. There is a tendency to try to arrest everyone in circumstances where the state would then accuse someone of publishing a falsehood. That goes that goes too far, which is the reason why the Constitutional Court declared that provision is necessary in a democratic society. And if you look at our current constitution, it's very clear that anything which is in existence is going to be examined in the context whether it is reasonably necessary in a democratic society. So at the end of the day, we find that what is very critical is to ensure that the rights of citizens, the rights of Zimbabwe, as enshrined in Chapter 4 of our Constitution, are upheld.
Right. And Hopewell Mafume is written to say he's not going to apply for bail, but that he wants to take the issue to the Constitutional Court. How easy is it to take a matter to the Constitutional Court?
Well, it is easy because in terms of our Constitution, any court or any tribunal before whom someone appeals, if you challenge the constitutionality of any provision, the presiding officer is obliged to refer the case to the Constitutional Court unless of the view that the application is frivolous or vexatious. So in circumstances where the case, the hands of the court actually tied. The court is going to make or to refer that matter to the Constitutional Court. There's also the issue of direct access to the Constitutional Court, which is provided in terms of the Constitution. The only unfortunate thing is that they may be delayed in the matter yet, but in terms of the process, in terms of the provisions of the Constitution, they are very liberal. What they allow to instances where you can either have direct access to challenge the constitutionality of any provision, or alternatively just apply to the tribunal before we are appearing. In this case, it will be the magistrate's court, and the magistrate will be obliged to refer the case to the Constitutional Court unless the application is considered of vexatious, which is a very extreme case.
All right, I'm having a little bit of a challenge hearing you. It seems like there's sort of like feedback coming your end.
No, I think it's just the point.
Okay.
Because I switched on the television. There's no other
Right. Okay. No, that's fine. Thank you so much, Honorable Gonese, for coming on board and enlightening us on the court processes. We hope and we pray that sanity will prevail in our justice delivery system. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
Okay, and thank you very much.
Awesome.
And thank you.
All right. All right, thank you so much. Right, Zimbabwe, thank you so much for joining us. There's in the media space, there's this video that I just want to share with you. All right, so that we can actually see for ourselves some of the things that we're talking about. In case you missed this video yesterday, but this is what the ZBC. This is what the ZBC produced. So let me retake that. Right. We are coming to you live from our studios, so do feel free to connect with us and share your sentiments on the things that are happening. So here is the video that came out on ZBC.
Social media was recently abuzz with reports suggesting that a baby was struck dead by a baton-wielding police officer while strapped on its mother's back. Since last week, ZBC News has been trying to get in touch with the mother of the said baby, Rebecca Musariri, And success was only realized this Tuesday. Holding her baby in her hands, Musariri narrated the incident that led to the social media claims.
Inini ndiri right uye ndiri mupenyu, mwana ari right zvake uye mupenyu. Ndine mai vemwana nenyaya yakaitika iri kufamba pasocial media yekunzi nini ndakafa pamwe chete nemwana. Glasi ndo akawira kumwana nini wacho, hapana akarohwa nebutton stick.
While investigations into the matter are ongoing, Zimbabweans continue to be urged not to believe all social media claims and always seek to verify facts. Grema Piri, ZBC News, Harare.
Awesome. So that is the report. That is the report in which we hear, in which Hopewell Mafume, Sikhala, and Sikhala and Fadzai Mahere are under arrest for. It's actually quite interesting because the woman does not seem to realize that the social media was not saying she died, but that the child died. So at least we are happy. The comfort that we get is that the child and the mother, they are all right. Now, the question that may arise from people is, if she's all right, if the baby was fine, if nothing happened, why was she pulling that police officer's neck? I'm trying to find the video. Online when she was dragging and literally holding by the neck that police officer. What I don't know what you think, Zimbabwe. Let's have this conversation before we wrap up today's conversation as we look at day 9 of the lockdown level 4. Kwanzi na vamuturikwa nemaidzo atengwa uyu mai vevana tovaziva. All right. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I think there's always this the media is urged to represent and to present information, true information to the publics, because at the end of the day, we are all consuming this data. So we have a situation like this where a mother is said to have, a child is said to have died during some fracas of some sort. And it's quite disturbing that, as it were, people came through, they commented on the story. We've heard reports of others saying we actually know the woman, like what Turikwa is claiming. We know the woman, we know what happened and stuff like that. But we would really want the woman to come out and explain to us. I mean, is that even legal to hold a whole police officer, an officer of the law, ones who are mandated to make sure that we abide to the law? Is it even normal that she would hold that police officer by the neck the way she did? I don't know what you think. I don't know, but I think anyway, it's not up to me. We wait to hear the verdict of the court. Hopewell Mafume said he's going to challenge the constitutionality of his incarceration. Fadzai Mahere has appealed for bail, but she has been remanded in custody until Friday, when the magistrate will make a determination. And yeah, it's really sad. Boniface, you say mukadzi uyu akaudzwa zvekutaura. I mean, we are bound to believe that, because I think ZBC could have done a better job. One, nobody said the mother of the child died, and nobody said that she was beaten to death. I think everybody was crying over the baby. The feeling was that the treatment of the child was not proper, and the conduct of the police was maximum. So if this did not happen, if this incident did not happen, and the video that has been circulating on social media is not a true reflection of what happened, then I'm sure that woman has got a case to answer. Why was she holding that officer by the neck and pulling and making such a huge scene? There is no report that was made, but I think because of the way the story went viral, it'll be important for the police to actually give us the details of what happened. Why was that woman holding the police officer's neck? I mean, she was actually endangering her own child the way she was holding the child. That could be. Anyway, I don't want to get emotional about this, but all the same, we want to make sure that we bring the issues to finality. Our justice delivery system should just be that, bringing us justice. So we have been having a conversation with Honorable Concilia Chinanzvavana, who was explaining why the MDC Alliance members continue to be arrested. And in her own words, she said that it is political persecution and the desire to make sure that they annihilate the MDC Alliance. We have also had the processes that one has to go through when you're arrested by the police. You have 48 hours in which you can appear before a competent court of law. And in that process, you can and may be remanded in or out of custody. And that the person is placed on remand based on Form 242, and the person can challenge their placement on remand. So yeah, we also were asking why Hopewell Chingono, Job Sikhala were coming to court in shackles, and so we are informed that only those who commit crimes such as murder, armed robbery, because they have the fear that they can they can escape, or plan a botch or something like that. So they are the ones who have to be shackled. Those are Class D classified criminals. But in this case, Honorable Gonese felt that it was mere prosecution. We want to hear MDC Alliance Vice Chairperson Job Sikhala speak. He says that this is mere, let's hear him speak just now.
I've never seen this kind of oppression. I'm telling you, I've never, there are many people who have ruined our country through corruption, and no one has ever been treated like this. I'm not a criminal, I have not committed any offense. And this is absolutely, this must outrage the world. This must outrage the world, it's unbelievable.
Was there any decision?
Nothing, absolutely. They even refused when they were told that there was a court order yesterday which denied them to put us on this legend. But they continue and said, no, we are not going to accept the directive of the court.
Right. So they continue to be placed on, they continue to be shackled. And yeah, Zimbabwe, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Are they criminals of the highest order that should be placed in leg irons and hand shackles? We want to also hear from Hopewell Chingono.
And again, they refused to give us our own truck. Yesterday, I was in a truck with 52 inmates, pegged to the brim, no social distancing. And they said again, it's up to the magistrate to issue a written statement or a written order to them in order for them to respect what he's saying here. So the prison service is not following what he said. They said they will only follow when he puts it in writing. When they got the order yesterday,
I asked them for the order so that my lawyers can look at it, and they hid the order away from me. Yes. So can you resolve that?
Yeah.
Right. So that is another case where Hopewell Mafume is saying that he was in contact with some people who tested COVID-19 positive and really needs to be in isolation. But that order has not been taken up by the prison authorities, ostensibly because they haven't received the written order. So we continue to follow the case of Hopewell Mafume, Jacob Mafume, Job Sikhala, and Fadzai Mahere, because it is basically essentially the judiciary system under trial. So we want to see how far this goes. We want to see where it is taking us, and we want to see how as a nation we are going to proceed. Thank you so much to you all who joined me live on the platform, and thanks to all of you who are going to come on board later just to have an appreciation of what we were able to learn today. This is Zimbabwe Daily. My name is Yvonne Muchaka. Please do feel free to inbox us if you've got anyone that you'd want to see or any topic that you'd want us to tackle. We are bringing you these conversations during this level 4 lockdown because we know that it is important to talk about those issues. Now, looking at COVID-19 statistics as of today, wow, we've had new cases, 942 new cases. This is 12 January 2021 update. We have had 942 new cases, 23 deaths. We have 23,239 cumulative cases, and we have recorded 13,396 recoveries. I think it's a significant number. Tanzwa nyaya dzevanhu vari kufa, but I think when we have recoveries of this magnitude, that should also encourage, if you are COVID-19 positive, be encouraged that we do have recoveries. Do not be sad, do not slump into a mess because you tested COVID-19 positive. You need to maintain a positive headspace, and you need to declare upon yourself that you are healed in Jesus' name if you believe in Christ like I do, and you need to declare that you're doing well, and you need to keep yourself in that positive headspace so that you can fight this. We have 13,000 recoveries out of 22,000 cumulative cases. We've had 528 deaths, cumulative deaths, since the onset of the COVID-19. Right, thank you so much. Nyararai Munyaradzi Stole, you say, who is Hopewell, who is Mafume? I'm sure if you go through the media landscape, you will learn who they are, so that we don't waste people's time. Hajimune Monometa said, court now is under ED, but time will come. Right, thank you so much for your comment. You also say, whatever they do, God is there. Zimbabwe will be free. Right, thank you so much for your sentiments, Haji. No matter, thank you so much, Zimbabwe. Let us continue to have more conversations that build and help our society. Tomorrow, we have got a couple of conversations that we want to have. We have a conversation around the wetlands. Tinenyaya, yeah, my demolitions. But even more so, we have got the issue of people who are housed in wetlands, and we have seen a lot of flooding that has taken place in these areas. So I want to bring on board some experts, some people who know a little bit about urban planning and stuff like that. Then we can have this conversation. We also want to know kuti education beyond COVID-19 inenge yakamira sei. isu tine vana vari kuma-government schools vasina online learning. How are we preparing our kids for their exams, especially those with examination classes? Thank you so much, Zimbabwe, for joining me on today's broadcast. May the good Lord bless you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of day.